Good afternoon. This is Channing, and this evening, my co host will be Tyree Jones. It's a little slight difference. We have our normal co host that you see, William. He's taking a little time with family, and that's always good to have time with family and to relax and to enjoy. So we got our brother. He's not pitch hitting. He's not doing any of that. He knows how to this up his alley. And I think for this afternoon, this evening, this is going to be something that is very. The topic that we're covering today is very instrumental. It's very vital. It's going to be some thinking points. And so I'm gonna. I don't have to introduce him,
Right.
but I kind of like to introduce him. So this is a brother that I've been knowing for the last, I'm going to say 23 years. And he's somebody who is faithful in ministry, faithful in life, committed to service, committed to helping others, committed to helping people see their goals and their dreams and live out their dreams. And a lot of times he might get a thank you. He might get a thank you, but then there's other times he don't get anything from that person. Some people don't even tell him thank you; they just keep it pushing. And so, you know, I always believe in giving people their flowers where they can smell them, taste them, and touch them and everything. And so, this individual that we're looking at right here, he's been very instrumental in a lot of people's lives. And I don't think if we had time to sit here and just kind of count it, that we would actually get a raw number because when you really look at your tree, I want to say like the coaching tree. The coaching tree, like we know Alabama, that guy, he done retired now, so now Alabama ain't that good. Okay,
Right. Right.
but anyway, he has a good coaching tree, and they always look at how one of the facets of you being effective is who you can bring on to keep the program going. And so I look at you and I see that you have your tree, so to speak, your tree or your sphere of influence has evolved to be able to touch many lives. And there's other people with like mindset that you have influenced. So I just want to give you your flowers and tell you, man, you're doing a great job. I see you, my children see you, my wife see you, a lot of people see you. They may not say a lot, in the interim, but we see you and we rooting for you to keep going. So without further ado, you see his name on there. He hails from Delville, Alabama, the town of the Warhawks,
That's it.
but he live in the great, great city of Enterprise. Wildcats. Rawr. We're talking about the one, the only, Tyree Jones.
Yes, sir. I know. Get hype. Get hype.
So,
Listen,
go ahead.
I am excited about it. Like I said, we've been running, ripping and running all morning, and got a few things to do after this. I'm just excited about it. Uh, what is it? Part 1/2.
Yeah,
Because we got
yeah.
to do it. I was told I was talking to a wall the last time.
Boy.
But it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I see what you did with the room, man. That's totally different from last time I was up there.
Yeah, yeah. I had to. I wanted to change. Now this back here, my wife
Yeah.
painted that.
Okay.
She painted that. Now this accent wall, I painted it, and then she was like, "You have some more paint?" And I'm like, "Oh boy!" But she creative, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, "Well, what you getting ready to do?" She's like, "Just let me." And she did that, and I was like, "Okay, okay."
It looks good.
Like I'm appreciative of it. So, I tell you what. Let me get into this.
Okay. Okay.
Scale of 1 to 10. One being, not too good. 10 being, hey, we good. How are you feeling about everything? Life, your health, everything.
Well, it varies. When you put all those different things together, uh, I don't know. Health, I feel a little bit better. I feel a little bit better today because you have good days, you have bad days, but I feel real good. Everything else, like if I had to put everything into one number, I should be about an 8.
8. Oh wow, that's
Yeah, about an 8. I feel good.
okay. Okay. So let me ask you this: what could make that 8 a 9?
What could make the 8 a 9?
Mm-hmm.
Probably grabbing me a Dr. Pepper and drinking it.
Okay, so now in the counseling world, we always, when we ask those types of questions, it's to, just to jar the thinking. Okay, well, why didn't I say 9? Why didn't I say 10? And it could be simply that, like the Dr. Pepper, that means something for you.
Right,
What does
right.
Dr. Pepper mean for you? To take you from 8 to 9. What does that mean for you?
Dr. Pepper was a drink that I drank when I was younger.
There we go.
Couldn't afford a lot of that stuff, and so we got Dr. Pepper. It's like, man, and
Yeah.
something about it reminds me of my childhood. And to drink that Dr. Pepper the 3 stages brings back memories and everything else. And so I just enjoyed Dr. Pepper. I could see the smell, everything else. It was a good part of my life.
Right.
So that's why I like Dr. Pepper so much.
See, I like that you said that. You talked about childhood. Now, and everyone out here, y'all know how we do it. It's not scripted. We just go from, it's just 2 guys, we just sitting here talking. Some days we're gonna have more than 2 of us. It's gonna be 3 or 4 of us. Y'all seen that setup. But I like that you said it brought you back to your childhood. So it's interesting that you bring that up because for me, what reminds me of my childhood,
Gatorade.
yeah, just simple,
Yeah.
and especially this time of year. It's July. We getting ready for football season.
Right.
Yeah, the grass. You can smell the grass. Like now, when the grass get cut, it has that smell, that smell of the gridiron. And so I remember, we go to the sideline, get you a little swig of Gatorade, and you feel like you can go run through another person's face again. And so I'm excited about the football season, man. Just hearing the whistle,
Right.
just the whistle, man. Like I went out and I saw some of the enterprises practice. I didn't, it's not open to the public or whatever like that, but you could just hear the coaches whistle, and I was like, oh, we getting close, we getting close, man. I don't even care. It's just it reminds me, like you said, it reminded me of, to me, it reminded me of a simpler time.
You're right.
You know, when at that moment though, that time wasn't simple to me, and I didn't realize that. In the moment, and you got there is 90 something degrees outside, and you running up and down the field, whatever the crazy drill coach can come up with, and if you didn't do it right, get back at it. You like, man, I can't wait to get in pads, because that's another milestone. Just you're getting one step closer to being able to, y'all start having scrimmages and start running through your plays, and then when that Friday night hit, boy, and the lights turn on,
It's different.
hey man, I love it. So now,
I thought about it differently now because now being official for it,
yeah,
we go to this football field now, and now they have the lights in high school as they do in college. So
Yeah.
it's a night game, and those lights are blinking, whatever color that school is.
yes,
It's a different feeling. And
Yes.
it's like we were told in our official meeting on Monday that we are the third team that's out there. It's 2 teams and we're the third team.
uh-huh.
And you're on that field because we have cleats that we have to wear as well, turf shoes, whatever. And when I put them on before I go on that field, it's like, oh my God, it's just a feeling. It's a feeling. You smell peanuts and popcorn. You hear the people cheer. You hear people. It's just a different feeling.
Yep. Now I want to ask you this. I don't know if you've even thought about this. When you put them, you mentioned the cleats. When you put those cleats on, did you ever have a moment when you was tying your shoes, you tying your cleats, like you just kind of went back to when you played?
Yeah, of course. I can tell you going to a game in Geneva, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what it was. I went to Geneva, had to officiate a game with Geneva versus Pike County, two teams that we actually played against when I went to school there. And to get on Geneva's field, and when I put my shoes on, and we all got together as officials and talked about what we're gonna do before the game, and say, hey, make sure everybody got what they need. And as we were getting together, we prayed and we walked in the field together. You know, you see this now it's different. You know, we're black and white stripes and walking out together. And once you come up underneath this kind of like tunnel, and it's like here we are. You know,
Yeah.
and it's a different feeling. And it made me think that then as I'm walking the field and feeling it and touching it. And I'm seeing the numbers on the sideline. I'm seeing that. And then we meet in the middle. Like I said, we had Big D, but they had a big old G in the middle of the field. It's like, oh my God, we are ready. And, but I'll tell you, the best part about it is right before kickoff,
Mm-hmm.
the one team is behind the paper on one end, and another team's on the other side, and you can hear them making noise. And us officials are in the middle of the field. And as soon as we do break, we break out, and then they break out. And it's like, oh my God. It's a feeling, man. And the band is playing, and it's
Yeah.
to a place that's just,
If I could just put them on one more time.
one more. Let me hit one person.
Hey, I kind of feel like y'all should have your own music.
Right. I think so.
You know, like each team have their music, but like your guy said, the refs are a team. I think the refs should have their own hype music.
Our music is boo.
Now, okay, so for today's topic though,
Yes.
you know, we talked about and what we, you know, I guess you wanted to call this our icebreaker or whatever. Like I said, we just two guys in here talking.
Right.
We talked about reliving, you know, getting that one more time, or you know, tying the cleats on again. Well, something I was thinking about not too long ago, and this is what we had in our original 1.0 when we had operator error on the situation. I'll go ahead and tell everybody. I apologize. Let me pause. I apologize because we were supposed to have been on like Tuesday, and we just had operational issues, and it was me. So we got everything situated, figured out, fixed, and we're good to go. So now back into hit play again. Okay, so I I begin to think about, you know, a lot of times you see those parents in the stands and they push their children so hard. When do they when do you can you look in a kid's eye and see that the fun is gone?
Yes. You see it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it seems almost like a child at work. We have, you know how you look, you're doing something that you don't know if it's quite right, so you're looking for a supervisor.
Right, right, okay.
When those children are out there on that field or wherever on the court, if they miss a shot, they look towards the stand. If they swing and miss the ball, they looking out there at the thing. And so, and the parents are, 9 times out of 10, the dad is the hard one. And the mom is saying, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
The dad is like, you know better, you know, do this, do that, or else they're giving instruction. And so, you can see it in a child's face. The disappointment is not in themselves. The disappointment is they feel like they've disappointed the parent. And you can see it all in their eyes. And we have to tell them as officials or coaches to, it's okay. You got it. Don't worry about it. We'll do it the next one. And so, yeah, you do see it sometimes in their eyes.
See, I think that it becomes a real issue when the ref has to now be the one to encourage that kid.
Right.
You know, because at the end of the day, man, these are still kids. I know they 14, 15, 16, 17, all it is, but they're kids. And, we talked about it before, how these kids, man, now we put unreal expectations. And I say we as I'm talking about society. We put unreal expectations on this generation of athlete, and I feel for them. Yeah, because I'm a counselor, I can admit that. But I look at these are now paid athletes when they get to college. NIL, they're paid for this, and so what comes with pay? Scrutiny, you know, magnifying glass, and then loss of privacy. Because I look at they are. Oh, okay. So one of the comments was that you have to come closer. Your sound is kind of low.
Oh, I think I probably turned it down. Hold on.
Yeah, your microphone.
Now is it better?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay.
Okay.
It was just I could hear myself in yours, so that's why I turned the
Oh,
echo down.
okay. All right. So one of the things I was looking at, I just when the ref has to, when the ref has to be the one to encourage the child, and then we look at how everybody, these athletes now are super scrutinized. I wonder if we're actually damaging them by putting these unreal expectations on them.
Ooh, I think so. Uh, NIL for one is I think that they're almost like supervisors as well. They pay us to do a job on our jobs for those a 40-hour work week. And some supervisors feel like if they're not getting all their money's worth, it's an issue. So I think with this NIL stuff, we're paying these kids this money who, if you think about it, have not had a job
Right.
before, so they're not used to that scrutiny, pretty much. So now this guy's giving you more money and he's telling you to do certain things. You be like, I ain't got to do all that. And now, since you can move from one school to another, they don't care. And I think we're damaging them. And I think what it's teaching the children now is that if you don't like it, just move on to the next. It's not teaching us loyalty anymore. Loyalty is
Before we go forward, look to your. I think it's gonna be to your right there. Up under there's a drop down menu. Do you see there's an echo? A little thing that says echo. Slide it all the way to the right.
Yeah, that's why it was loud when I did that.
Let's see.
Yeah, because I can hear myself really well as far as that echo.
I'll make sure it's
When I say I'm echoing,
okay. We have a little delay there.
see, I put mine all the way up.
Yeah, you want to slide the echo all the way over.
Yeah, to
Uh huh. There's a slight delay, so I'm listening for what we're saying.
what about now? So I don't hear any echo now.
Yeah, it's still the echo is still there. I think are you on your phone as well?
No, I'm just on the computer, on the laptop. My volume. Trying to see if
It's like there's two screens open.
You're right. Let's do it this way. What about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it takes about 3 seconds.
Say what now?
It takes about 3 seconds.
Right. I don't know why it's delayed because I got good signal.
Oh no, that's just the recording.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, then
I just heard you
mic
say
is
microphone.
good. So is somebody saying they hear echo?
Yeah, the chat, the comments.
Right. Because I can hear it too. Like when I'm talking to you, I can hear it.
You
So
hear
that's
that?
why I turned it down. Hold on, let me do this right here.
Okay, look at turning your actual volume down on your computer and not the echo. Let me try it that way. So now you're low. Okay, hold on. 1 second. Alright, I'm gonna go here.
How about now?
I hear you great.
Yeah, I can hear it myself. And I can hear just a little echo on your end.
Okay. I just turned mine down as well.
Okay. Yeah, see now? That's perfect.
Alright. We should be good now. Okay, so now there was a comment that I liked though. The comment said, he said here, it does damage the athletes,
Yeah.
causes an absurd amount of unwanted pressure and doubt. Like, and this individual who posted this, he's an athlete, just a couple years removed from high school, and when you think about it, some of these children, they are in the position to where they have to be the breadwinner. The parent, for lack of whatever situation, sometimes life has hit that parent, kind of rough, but this child is an opportunity. This is the ticket. And now this child feels the pressure of being the ticket for the whole family.
Right.
And it's like, oh my God, why are we putting this much pressure on a kid? Grown man pressures on a kid. Now, for the individual who, and I'm talking about, it's public knowledge, Shedeur Sanders, he was speeding. He got in trouble. He got a ticket or whatever. He was speeding. He was going 100. I think they said 100 plus or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was going 100 miles an hour, and the media had a frenzy over that. But then I questioned. I said, "How old is he?" He's like 23. I know what I did at 23.
Yeah.
I drove like a nut at 23. It's part of the course now. Yes, where they're like, well, you're an investment, but I think that we got it wrong as a society when we make that comment. You're an investment. No, this is a person. That kid, this is still a kid who, look at the Alabama, the guy who went to jail, Henry Ruggs, right? He panicked after the situation. Well, what kid wouldn't panic? You hit somebody going that fast, and then you just took a life. All of that's going through my mind. The last thing on his mind in the heat of that moment was my contract. That hit him, but it wasn't the immediate thing. It's the situation, as tragic as it is. Now I'm here, and this is because of me. We look at this now. The other children who get a ticket for speeding or whatever, and I'll just talk about the cars. You get a regular 22, 23-year-old kid that's making, they got out of high school, or excuse me, out of college, and they're making $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 a year. Are we putting that much pressure on them?
I think it's all built on what they came up with, what they been around.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think with Shedeur Sanders, I think it's different because he's been around millions of dollars. So I think it's a little bit easier for him. Now he still has to live in this fame of his father, but someone who's making $100,000 off the straight out the hood, or whatever else, I think it's a little different. I'm not sure if that same pressure is there. But don't forget, these people who are giving you this money now, you're an asset, and they want their assets to work a certain way or to be a certain way. Uh, they want to control them. Now, us as men, we still have that mentality. No one's gonna control me.
Right. Right.
I'm still who I am, regardless. No money can't buy me. All kind of stuff we have. So I
Hmm.
truly believe these young men, before you give them all that money, should go through some type of classes uh, to let them know what's expected of them, uh, and for these owners to be really transparent and let them know what they feel about them. Uh, but I just they flash some money and they expect a certain thing, and these kids who have never had money before, you got to think about it. When you give a child ice cream first time, they are so excited. You see a little bit baby, they put it in their mouth, they just shake because it's such a different thing, and it's something that's like, man, I want more, and they'll grab it and everything else. And I think that's how it is a lot of times with these athletes that are coming out now, getting this money. We didn't have these issues too much uh, with NIL because back then they paid you under the table.
Right.
Now it's out there. And so now I can tell the person, man, they give you $10 million and you dropping the football. They give you this right here, and so it's in their mindset. And then the kid forgets about the football stuff, and then we try to be bold and say, "But I'm paid." So I think that's what hurts.
So, okay, what role do you feel like the coach plays in guiding this child? Because this child is growing up, is now coming into manhood, and he does see the coach is also not just the person who calls the plays and stuff, but in a lot of time, a lot of facets, the coach is the mentor.
Right.
He's a and whether the dad was in the life or not, he becomes a father figure. The things your coach tell you, man, they stay with you. They stay with you for life a lot of times. And so, what role do you feel that the coach has in guidance?
Uh, there's good coaches and bad coaches. For one, we have to get that out. Uh, but it's all what you allow me to be. Uh, are you going to allow me to be a mentor to you? Or are you going to allow me to be a, a guidance counselor for you? Or, it's whatever that child will allow me to be. I think it's almost like a good parent, bad parent. The child knows I can ask mama this, but I can't ask
Hmm.
daddy that.
Right, right, right.
So when a coach comes, when I deal with kids now, I go to the parents and I ask the parents, are your kids okay with being yelled at? Or are you okay with me yelling? Do your child get too nervous if my voice raises up? And so I have to talk to the parents first before I talk to the kids. So once I talk to the kids and they allow me in, then I can start being the guidance. It plays a pivotal role if somebody gives up their position. So what I'm saying is, like we did in baseball, I'm trying to be a coach, but the dads are trying to be a coach as well. They're not willing to give up their child for that hour and a half that I have their children.
Hmm.
They won't let me be a coach. They want to be now. They want to be dad and coach, and I'm just
Right.
trying to be coach. But if you allow me just to be coach, I can help. I can help them big time. But when you have that conversation with your child before they go to the game, and you're telling them to do this, this, and that, but I value parents who say, listen to what your coach says, pay attention to what your coach says, do whatever your coach tells you to do. Uh, if the parents will allow those kids to pay attention to the coaches, then we could be the guidance. We could be who we're supposed to be. Uh, if not, we're just out there, and some stuff can get messed up because the parent will not allow his position to be changed. in that child's life. We ain't trying to change it. We're not trying to take your position as a dad. We're just trying to coach them in this game that we've been trained on and taught ourselves. We're just trying to teach them a better way to do it.
So, at what point does guidance become manipulation then? From a coach
Because
perspective
yeah,
and from a parent perspective.
for the win, uh, some coaches just want to win. That's all. So I'll tell you that you are this, you are that, you this, and whatever else, and you can run through a wall because I want to win. And so when you mess up, I'm gonna let you know. Listen, we had a game last month, and we were playing against a team, I think at Bessemer, and the guy, we hit the ball out there in the center field, and the guy missed it. He really missed it. And that coach yelled over there and said, "You're letting the whole team down. You let the whole team down with that right there." And he said it in front of everybody. Now
Wow.
these are 11 and 12-year-olds.
Wow.
And I was thinking to myself, wow. And then on top of that, he pulled him out. The guy missed one ball, and he pulled him out. Damaging, damaging to kids. So when a kid walked by me, because I was being first base coach at that time, I said, "Hey man, you did good." That's just what I said to him, because I didn't know what I could say, with the coach behind me. It's very damaging. Where manipulation, you're you're doing it for your own what I'm
Game.
trying to say, your own game, yeah. And the coach, believe it or not, they say parents try to live through kids, but coaches also use parents to live through them. I mean, kids as well. They'll use kids to live through them.
Right, right. And see, that's what I was thinking about. You remember the movie Friday Night Lights?
Yep.
He was just after that next area title,
Yes.
and I remember one of the major
No, we want to
premises.
give the guy the steroids in his leg.
Yeah, I was like, you ruining this man for life.
Right.
So you can put one more win or one more banner.
Coach
That,
Kilmer.
yeah, Bud Kilmer. That's right. And it's like, but at the end of the day, what does that banner mean for all of these lives you destroyed to get to that banner?
Nothing. Exactly. Ooh, man, that can go a long way. That can go different things. I think of relationships as well, marriage. One stupid incident hanging out with your friends could
Yep.
change everything. It's like, why did I do that? And for
Right.
what? You got to look at. Did you get a class ring when you graduated high school?
I
Did
did.
you ever get a class ring? Where is it at?
In the top shelf, in my
Right.
in my closet. I
Right.
think I think it's there.
But it was, but at that moment,
Ooh,
it was the best thing.
hey,
And
yes
if
sir.
you had a girlfriend in, you let her wear it every so
Oh wait,
often, or
wait,
whatever
yeah.
else, just to do the thing, or whatever else. But now, it don't matter. It's like it's just there.
Piece of silver
I
or gold.
I wore my class ring all the way up until I started work, and no one was too small for my hand, and I got my ring cut off of my hand at work um, because my finger started swelling up. But I was thinking about all that I went through to get that.
Yeah.
Was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? And that dude, we take these kids, and I tell these kids that when, we didn't get to make it to the World Series. We were a game and a half, whatever, short from going to World Series. But I thought about something. Even if we went to World Series, which is this weekend, and if we win, what are we gonna get? We're gonna get a ring, and then we're gonna get they're the World Series champion, and that's it. Now I watch baseball, and I watch pretty much every sport. But if you ask me who won 2 years ago in every sport, I'm not gonna remember.
I'm like that with college football sometimes too.
Right? You just kind
I
of
can tell
forget.
you when my team won last, but
Yeah.
now here we go. Here go the Alabama people. For first of all you Alabama fans, y'all ain't won that in a few years, so y'all go on hush that now. But I look at what you said, man, and I think that's so true because it's I think it's more important to have an impact on that person's life than and let them know that it's bigger than this win. Like life is bigger than this win, or it's bigger than this loss, because what you decide, and I'm thinking a little bit about what we talked about at the group today, the meeting we
Yeah.
had today. What you do with your time is so valuable, so important that, and then the decision that you make based off of this, we lost that game, but we still gonna get on this bus. We still gonna ride back home. Your mama still love you. Your daddy still love you. Yeah, they may be disappointed. If you the one that dropped the ball, people disappointed. But at the end of the day, do you really feel that anybody wants you dead?
Right.
There's people who make death threats. Like I've seen that like that kicker for I
Alabama.
want to say it was who?
Alabama.
Yeah, remember he was getting the death threats and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I wonder how credible was the actual threats. You know, and at the end of the day, okay, his teammates did rally around him. You know, the ones that was closest to him. But you know how the locker room is. Out. You know, in the open, we gonna rally, but then you still in the doghouse because you missed, or that placeholder that messed it up or whatever. I think about these things, and I'm like, where sports are really great. They're really great. You know, I play football. I love the sport of football. But I also think about like other applications of life. I was in the military, and the military has a lot of that camaraderie, that team building. You know, I work out on the contract now, and we supposed to be a team out there. But there's a lot of times, man, if you feel like, I guess, quote unquote, you didn't pull your toe for the day, now you the lowest man on the totem pole. People want to dog you or whatever. But like you said, what is that doing to that person's mindset? You let the whole team down.
Right.
But hold on a second. This is a kid. This is a kid. Now, he may have trauma built up that anytime he goes forward to try something, the fear of letting everybody down it could make him just not try anything else.
Right.
You know, and now I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but when you said that, I thought about, man, if I become a coach, or me as a counselor, or me as a father, and then I look at the work I do at the church. It is so important to be positive to these kids, because it was said today that we are shaping the next generation,
Right.
and this generation already have so much. Like, I think NIL is, personally, I think it's good, because when I went to UAB, I was, at the time, I was, man, 5'7", like 180 pounds. But then you got this big 6'2", 6'4" lineman eating the same meals that I'm eating,
Right.
and he got to do two a days. I was sitting here like, nah, macro and micronutrients, I can use these to count. This not adding up. That man need to eat more than me, you know. Just if you just look at the physicality, like how physical, like the specimen that this dude was. He was in line right behind us. He wasn't a mean guy. He wasn't trying to debo people food or nothing like that. He ate his portion, but I just kind of wonder, like, man, even back then, I was like, how y'all making it? Because I went out. I went out there at the spring practice, bruh. I put the pads on. I was like, whew. Did a little bit of drills. I didn't get on the team, but it was, at the time, we had a little situation where I didn't have enough credits, so I couldn't really walk on. Like, we had pads on one day. Coach was like, I'm sorry. Ooh, you talking about somebody that was crushed?
Right.
But anyway, but I look at that, they were doing 2 days. They work out. They went in pads twice, but they just worked it out, and then they watched film, and then they had their actual physical practice. And then this is what they eating. So now I'm like, just on that standpoint, but the universities have made so much money over the years, You paying these coaches millions of dollars, and then this guy here barely on food stamps.
Right.
Sometimes they couldn't even get food stamps because they was on scholarship, and it was like, well, you're getting food here, but they wake up in the middle of the night hungry.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
NIL has its good and bad.
So I like that aspect of it, but what I don't like is the pressure and the scrutiny, because I don't want it to be that, you know, I think about the mental health of these players, and I don't want it to be that, reform and change comes after someone is taking their life because they can't handle the pressure, or so much is demanded on this person. You think about when you start a business, or anybody starts a business, and they say, I'm going to pay you X amount of dollars to do all of this. Now they hold your feet to the fire, right? Because I'm paying you. Now, because I'm paying you, my attitude is as if I own you,
Right.
because my money is here. And so I don't care what you got going on. You better be here on time. You know, and that's what these kids are. That's what they're going through. Now I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I just wonder about that point. And so when you think about that, um, we say we talked about the emotional toll, but where does the parent fit, or the parent and or coach, where do they fit in the nurture part, in your opinion? Where do they fit in nurturing their child through all of these changes?
Well, they're going to always be there. That's what we talked about earlier when I was telling you about the roles that they play. Are you going to allow me to coach your child? Are you going to allow me to do my part? The nurturing part. At the end of the day, they're going to go back home, and that's what I tell the parents too. After every practice, and I say, hey, at the end of the day, these are your kids. Y'all know them better than we know them, and
Right.
they're coming home to you. Me and my coaches are here to teach them the love the game of baseball, football, or basketball, whatever it is, and to make them better individuals. So when they come home to you, that you have better children. We're not raising your children; you're doing it. But for this hour or 2 hours that we got them, we're trying to make them the best of whatever they can be.
Right.
It's up to you to do your business now. It's so if that child didn't hit a home run, that mom or that dad could tell them, hey, you know what, you did good today. You did all right, and we'll get them next time. That's the nurturing part when it comes to sports. I think as they get older, you just let them know, hey, we learn from our mistakes, we move on, we'll do good. That's that parent's job. But for some parents which are bad at some things, saying the coach shouldn't have put you in, or the coach should have put you in for this.
That's where I'm.
The
Yeah,
coach did
right
do
there.
this. Coach did do that. You're pointing that blame at the coach, and that's a problem. So now when that child comes back, and a lot of times depending on how old that child is, my mama said or my daddy said, and I'm not gonna do this because this, and now everything that I've taught them is out the window. So that parent can mess them up just as well.
See, I wonder. I talked to a current athlete, and we was talking about potential. We was talking about what he could be, but he also relayed to me how stressful. Like he was like, man, it's so much. And I asked him. I said, when the last time you had fun playing the sport?
Right.
And bro, he sat there for a good like 2 or 3 minutes. He was just like, and then he almost started crying. But he was trying to be tough. And I'm like, well, you here in front of me now. I don't care if you cry. Cry, man. So much pressure is put on them that they got, and we build this facade and this standard, I guess you would say, that there's no tears. Yes, there is. There's absolutely tears in sports, but it should not look weird when we see an athlete cry, whether they won the game or they lost the game, or sometimes if they have a mental, like, we don't understand to get to, like, nowadays, college football is now semi-pro. College football, college basketball, I think college baseball too now. They all have NIL.
Right.
That's semi-pro now, and so the amount of pressure. Watch this. When you're sponsored, you have a responsibility to show up to that sponsor's advertisement. They put obligations on them, just like that pro athletes who get like Nike and Gatorade and Reebok endorsements. You have to show up to so many events because you're part of the marketing strategy. So now, also, these kids are, along with trying to get an education. There are some topics there where people say they taking the easy classes or whatever, but you do have some that are really trying. And then now they have this requirement, and you're like, show up here, and they're gonna pat your face, put all this stuff on your face. Here's your lines. You wanna. That's a lot. You know those kids there. The little girls, they do the pageants,
Yeah.
and their mamas, them can be some of the meanest people. Like, them mamas go hard for their daughters, and to the point where the daughter, she's not having fun anymore. It started out, she does these little poses and, the pageantry, but then they get into not having fun anymore because I got to be here, I got to do this. Well, what does that mom do, or what does the dad do when this kid is just like, I don't want to do this anymore? But they like, you don't quit.
Yeah. But see, everybody wants to win. It's in our nature to win, to
Right.
want to win.
Right?
And it's okay to want to win, but it's also okay to lose sometimes, because I think losing is what helps you. If everything went right for us, we would stop praying. I believe. If
Yeah.
everything failed in our lives, we would stop praying. There's no need to, because everything is happening for the right way. So I think that failure is needed. Failure in certain things are like, it's a learning curve. It's something that I need to happen. And a lot of times these parents who, they could have won every pageant, and now they want their child to win every pageant. And once again, we go to when that child loses the first pageant, you blame the pageant coach, you blame the judges, you blame everybody else, because you don't want to show your child that you taught them something wrong, that
Right.
you told them something different, because that child believes everything that you say. So now that they lost, that child is looking at you like, Mom, why did I lose? Or Dad, why did I lose? It was the judges did this, the judges did that, this. Instead of saying, well, baby, they were looking for something else. They want to take the blame off of them. See, when I lose, I want the blame off of me. When we win, it's all about what I told you. See, you did what I told you, didn't you? You did it. And same way as a coach. The coach takes that responsibility. See what I tell you when you choked up on the bag? See what happened? And when you mess up over else, I tell my kids in the baseball, I said all the time, they fuss about the referee, the umpire, whoever else behind the plate. And I said, if you start swinging that bat, you take the umpire out of the game. But if you stand there just holding it, letting him control bats and balls and strikes, then you put him into the game. If you start swinging that bat, when he calls a strike, that's because you missed it, not because what his judgment was. So take them out of it. Those parents got to understand that everybody out there on that field, on that court, everywhere else has a pivotal role. The parent has a pivotal role outside of that time limit that they're supposed to be on that field, that court, or that stage. And once everybody realizes that part, we'll be fine. Even we go back to the NIL deal, the NIL. These coaches say they're going to give you the money, but that ain't the coach's money out of his pocket. That's somebody else's money. That's somebody else's business. That's somebody else's whatever else. And we act like it's ours, and we act like that child is ours, and that's a bad thing.
So I really think. Oh, we have a comment. It says the other side of the hero complex is the need to be right all the time.
Yeah, that's just pretty much what we were just talking
Yeah.
about, where that parent, uh, you give them all the stuff, but as soon as they lose, if you tell that child take 10 steps forward and they took 10 and they lose, that judge, I mean, that parent's going to tell them, hey, they did it. It was them. You did everything you're supposed to do. And because, like I said, you don't want them looking at you. Like the comment says, the hero complex. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. The thing about I liked about Clark Kent as the superhero, the one that everybody knows about, is that this man wanted to stay hidden. He did his thing and he went back. He did his thing and he went back. He saved who he had to save. He was back Clark Kent. I love that about him. He didn't want all that type of, look at me, I'm Clark Kent, but I'm also Superman. This, I thought about something, is that he went inside the phone booth to change clothes. And I was thinking, he went into the smallest thing that he can go into to become the biggest thing that was needed. And so I thought about, I was like, man, that's so mind blowing to me. Is that he didn't go and change his clothes in front of
Everybody.
the mall or
Yeah.
everything. He went inside something small that people don't hardly pay attention to and changed clothes here, because when you look at the phone booth, it don't even look big enough to change clothes into.
I kind of wondered that sometimes.
It don't even look big enough, but he did it. And so
Yeah.
to me, spiritually, this God is saying, you don't have to do, you don't have to have the biggest thing to become what I need you to become.
Right.
That's why the cocoon with the butterfly, that little small cocoon, that big old butterfly with big old beautiful wings coming. Man, it's so many things. If these coaches and these parents realize that their child is going through a stage to become, and I hate to use the word butterfly, but I'm gonna use it. You, you want your child to be a butterfly instantly
Yeah.
without going through nothing. And that's the issue we have now. Now these parents know what their child can become,
Right.
but they
right.
still got to go through something, and you got to allow that child to go through something. Now, if they don't come out and be as pretty as you want them to, you can't blame everybody else. And that's just a problem for me, man. Because I just went through that with these kids with baseball, these parents. It was hard. It was hard dealing with a lot of them because, like he said in the comments, they wanted to be the hero. They wanted to be the ones who told their children what to do, not
Yeah.
the coach. They wanted to be the ones. We tell our kids to sit down, they go tell their kids to get up. We
I remember,
tell our
yeah.
kids don't steal bases, they tell their kids to steal the bases. Everything that we told them, they came back at the opposite. They wanted to be the hero. So if they stole a base, they did they could say, see what I tell you, see what I tell you. They wanted that glory for themselves.
Now, so as a society and as a whole, I think that also is a bit of vulnerability to concede authority, to give up that authority to your coach. If you're the parent, you're telling your child, hey, listen to the coach.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Listen to the coach. I, in this moment, am having to, I'm not going to say lower myself, but it's just to concede, back down, because at the end of the day, we both want the same thing. I'm the father. Let's say because you coach my son. You're the coach, though. when you're on that court, you're not any other title to him in his life. You're coach.
Right, right,
You're coach at that moment. I am still dead. But my job is, even when coach is getting on your case, go. That's my job. And I understood that. No, get back out there. Go. He mean the best for you. He sees something and I see the same thing, but it's not my place to say.
right.
Because my place is in these stands. I remember you getting on to mine before, and I was like, just like this. I said, mm-mm. He looked up. I said, mm-mm. Do what your
Right,
coach
right.
said. Go. Do what he said. Stop looking up here. You can't focus on the game or the practice living in the stands. That's my job now. I done been on the court. I've been on the field. My job is to encourage you to, when your coach get in your grill, and sometimes you feel like he did a little too much. At that point, hey son, you gonna make it. I'm not gonna disagree with the coach unless the coach gets a little, out of line. Then I have to, hey coach, we need to have a conversation after practice. You know what I mean? But
You're right,
at the end of the day, if you want my child to win, and I want my child to win, as long as you don't, you're not doing something crazy. We trust these coaches, but we limit these coaches.
right, right.
For this topic, for this aspect, I trust you, but I limit your authority in coaching. That is one reason I do like college football. That coach will say, get out. We got closed practices, and we're going to have gut check time. They do it at high school level too now. Parent, you stay up there in them stands. Your boy belong to me right now. I'm helping you make him into a man.
Right.
Because there's things that your coach is influential on. Even they say, hey, you want to get on this field? You got to get your grades right. The end of the day, we found what this kid wanted to do, which is get on the field. So now we can both. I can attack it as the dad in the house, but you can attack it as the father on the field.
Yeah.
You won't get to play. I don't care how good you are. You bring let's say for instance, you bring a C in, and I know your potential is A's and B's. Well, coach, he got a C. I'm talking to you. Now, what is that coach doing? He pushing you.
Right, right.
So you see what I'm saying? The coaches have the ability because they know the people, they know the players. No, you're not a C caliber player. If you can learn the ins and outs of these plays, I know you can focus, to bring these grades up. So I'm going to push you. And then now that's a team effort there because the dad now is like, hey, you got it, coach. But when we beat these children down to the point where it's all about the win, what happens when that last whistle has blown for that child?
Yeah.
I go back to Friday Night Lights. It's done. I don't need you anymore. On to the next group. And now this kid is blood, sweat, and all this, and they can't even get into college. They don't have a trade. They don't know anything. So I think we miss it in that aspect. If we're not helping at whichever level this kid is at, rec ball, junior high, high school, college, we miss it as a society if we're not trying to get these young men to utilize this, because football helped me stick it out when things got hard.
Right.
Because I remember the hard workouts and stuff, and I'm like, if I went through that, I know I can make it through this. But I had a good set of coaches that taught me, along with my father, don't quit. You keep pushing. Right. You keep pushing. And I think if we do that and we encourage from that perspective, because that I'm not owning that, but I received, that's the coaching I received. My dad and my coaches, they were like, quit should not be a part of your vocabulary. They weren't even talking about the wins. They were talking about my grades. They was talking about life. And so then now as a man, I remember those things, and I'm like, I can't let my coaches down. I can't let my dad down because they said these positive things. And so, I just want to tell you, man, you have a very powerful position as a coach. What was that? It was another comment.
Yeah,
100% right. I have the same myself. Oh, okay. But you have a position. You have an authority as a coach, and I really, like I always say, I give people their flowers. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I think you've done great. I think you've done great. That you have pushed people. These are young men that they now whatever they do after, that's on them.
right.
But they can never say that they were never around a positive person or somebody who gave them life lessons.
Yeah.
When they
But I'm
when
gonna
they
say something
go ahead.
about that with, uh, I think that's like God does too. And I think we talked about it the first time. Is that Bible has all the instructions, every last bit of it.
Yep.
And we don't do everything that's in that playbook of life. We don't do it. But the first time that we mess up in that playbook, this Bible, God don't pull us out the game. He, we still in it.
Mm-hmm.
We're still in it. And I'd have messed up. Oh my God. If I had to live strictly after the Bible, I think I should have been kicked out of the stadium, off the field, the locker room, the stadium, the city, and the state.
Give me my jersey back.
Yeah, everything. But for some reason, God keeps putting me back into the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I failed. God, I didn't do this. But He keeps putting me back in the game. Because at the end of the day, He says, you're going to win. You're going to win. Keep at it. Keep doing. Keep pushing. And that's what I'm just reminded of because I try to live my life as a game a lot of times of sports because I love sports. Is that He's not pulling me out. Now, when God does pull you out of the game, you're taking a break. And then He put you right back in it. Because that's
He don't let you take no long break either.
right. And it's almost like you lost a business that you started. So God pulls you out because you just ain't listening right now. And that's what coaches do, pull you out. But then what He does, He gives you another idea how to open up a business again and put you right back in the game again. And that's what I'm learning how God is doing. He's blowing the whistle with Jones. Come here. Have a seat. Look what's going on. And so you're sitting there and you realize what you're doing. Now you're seeing people. Oh, thank you. Now you're seeing people do that you're supposed to have done. Because don't forget, the coach puts people in your position. When he pulls you out, he got to put somebody in there. So now you see somebody living your dream,
Yeah.
doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Wow.
Because you don't want to act right. So now you got to sit here and watch them do what you're supposed to do. He said, see, it's possible. Now get back in there and do
You
what I
believe
tell
me now?
Right. So now I'm gonna get back in there and I'm gonna learn from it, and then I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
And then I can look at the stands for real and look at God and say, "Thank you."
But, okay. Now, who's in the stands? That's the heavenly court.
Right.
You got angels cheering for you every time you make a defensive stop. How do we make those stops? Prayer.
Right. Yeah.
Every time we score, when we defeat the temptation of the enemy, heaven is like, that's another point. You just scored one for the team. When we recruit and we get somebody else on the team,
Right.
Heaven is excited. The Bible says that heaven rejoices when another child comes home. And then we see the story of the prodigal son. He throw a whole party.
Yeah.
So imagine that. God throws a party. Because remember, when the father saw his son afar off,
Right.
he told him, kill the fatty calf, put another robe on him, and give him a ring.
But think about that too.
He knew the boy was gonna go off.
He saw him from afar off.
Yes.
So that means he was looking for him.
Come on. There we go. He was waiting.
Yeah, he didn't just pop up. I'm looking for him, and I'm still looking. And I'm pretty sure somebody probably said, "What you looking for?" Well, it's about to come around this corner any minute now. And I truly believe that's how God is with us. We've messed up, and the enemy goes say, "Ah, he ain't doing nothing." We're like, yeah, I'm gonna still watch because he's gonna come around that corner any moment now. And like you said, get everything ready because he's coming.
Yeah.
Set everything up. And I can imagine, man, he said he saw him from afar off. He was looking. He was looking. And that's what we have to do.
Because
We have to
the
keep
father
looking.
wasn't working.
No.
The son was working.
Yes.
But the father was still looking.
That's what I'm saying. It's those small things that we don't think about. It's like, man, it ain't like he just disappeared. He was looking for him. He was looking because there was a promise. There's something that I know what I taught you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's how it is with God. Said, I know what I spoke to you. I spoke this to you in your mother's womb. Before I put you in there, so I know for a fact you're coming back to me. Yeah, you messing up. You're doing some stupid stuff right now. You're doing some dumb stuff. But if you can put in your mind that Jesus is sitting there on the porch, looking for you to come around that corner, not being angry, but receiving you.
Yeah.
You know how, think about that when we knew we was in trouble and you came home. Mom and daddy waiting for you. But as you come, you say, well, I know I'm gonna get killed. I know I'm gonna get killed. I know I'm top. I done did this. You know what I'm saying? You know for a
Yeah.
fact. But if you come home, they hug you. And what they say is, you're safe. I thought you were dead. You know, but they taught you some stuff, man. I thought about those times when people were sneaking back in their house with us, because and the mom and dad don't even,
Yeah.
But I remember people sneaking in and getting beat too.
Yeah.
But
That's what it
God
is.
has given us, though, that wisdom, that knowledge. Uh, Man, I think about kids nowadays. They don't understand how God talked to you way before you were born. It's because some people didn't have a mother nor a father, and they think they learned from the streets. But no, God had already spoke to them and told them how to survive. It just kicked in and allowed them to remember. Yeah, I got to do this. I got to do that. What is what they call fight or flight?
Yeah. He done told you to run from some stuff.
Yes.
And then there were times when you knew you were supposed to run and you didn't run. But because you're here today,
Right.
somebody else caught a bullet.
They did.
Somebody else caught the charge, because you're here today to remember that. He
Yeah.
was talking. He was the one moving you. And if he called you for a purpose, you're gonna do what he called you to do.
Yes.
Because he already saw you doing that purpose. So, I like that illustration, man, that the father was looking. He knew he was like, my son coming home. He coming home. He coming home. I don't care what the situation is. And so for the person who's out there who's watching or may watch this later, if you find yourself feeling like I'm so far gone, you're not. That's the trick of two things, yourself and the enemy. We trick ourselves so many times to think that we've done something so bad that the Father's not going to receive me. But I just want to encourage you that He's waiting. He's looking. Imagine it. For whoever on here is in a backslidden condition, or you grew up in church, or you've heard of God, and you feel like, well, he ain't gonna want to talk to me. Yes, he is. He's literally looking. Heaven throws a party
Right.
when you decide to stop what you're doing and come home. This is not your home. Heaven is supposed to be your home. Heaven is supposed to, and when I say heaven, I'm talking about getting on the kingdom of Jesus' side. So coming home, coming to Jesus. Heaven throws a party.
Right.
But he's standing on the porch looking for you, whoever you may be, whatever situation you in. Even if this is the 1,000th time or the 100,000th time that you keep doing the same thing, make that last time you just did it the last time,
Yeah.
and make your step to come home. And I guarantee you, when you make that step to come home, he gonna throw a party.
You right.
And if you're in the Ozark Enterprise area, we're gonna throw a party when we see you come into church.
Yes, sir.
We love to see people come into church. We don't care. We understand that you may not have the right church clothes. Nobody's gonna judge you for that. We want your soul saved. That's what Christian Faith Fellowship Temple is about. We want your soul to be saved. We throw a praise break party when we hear somebody speaking in tongues, when we hear that cry in the spirit, the birth in the spirit, the evidence of speaking in tongues. Oh man, it touches. Even some of us who've been saved 30, 40 years, it touches us, and we just praise God with a true heartfelt emotion of thanks that hell lost another one. So if you want to come to a place where you will be celebrated for even walking through the door.
That's it.
The address is 4081 Andrews Avenue, Ozark, Alabama, where we have Sunday school at 10 and we have regular service at 11. Wednesday night, we have it at 7 o'clock. We have stuff for the youth. We have Sunday school for the youth, and we also have youth Bible studies going on at Wednesday night too. So don't think that, well, I don't have somebody to watch my babies. Your baby's not going to be watched. They're going to be taught too. So that our mindset is to break the cycle, help you break the cycle of whatever's been going on in your family, whatever generational curse you may feel be there. We will be your partner to help you destroy the curses that's in your life. I can say this on behalf of the whole Church Christian Faith Fellowship Temple, where Pastor William Martin is the pastor, William Martin Jr., Lady Stephanie Martin is the first lady. The man you see here on my screen, he's to my left. I don't know if he's to my right on your screen, but he is one of the associate pastors. He's the junior associate pastor. I myself am the youth pastor at the same facility. We love to see, and we're not going to call you a sinner. We're going to say we love to see brothers and sisters come home. Hell lost another one. So, with that being said, we did go over time a little bit, but brother, I thank you, man. Thank you for coming on and sharing some of your knowledge. And now, for those who are out there, he gonna be back real soon.
Yeah.
He gonna be back real soon.
I hope so. And don't forget tomorrow, my wife speaks.
Yeah. So tomorrow, if you're in the Ozark area, please come on out to 4081. We have a dynamic speaker. We have Prophetess Olivia Jones. She will be the speaker of the hour. That will be what's that? The 13th. Tomorrow's the 13th. 13th, July 13th. At 11 o'clock, come on in. We're gonna sing. We're gonna dance. If you want to just holler. If you want to shout.
There you go.
You want to take your shoes off? We're not gonna judge you if you got corns on your toes. We're not even looking at your toes. We want you to be comfortable to praise the Lord. And you're gonna get a good word. And like my brother say, my younger brother, then we're gonna go eat some chicken.
There you go.
All right, we signing off. We love y'all. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. No problem.